Hey everybody, it's me, Stomp the Bean, and welcome back to another kind of Project Ozone 3 tutorial. This one's for AbyssalCraft. I have only just finished the AbyssalCraft questline myself in my streams. So I thought I would do another video on another Project Ozone 3 tutorial type thing. This time, like I say, AbyssalCraft. So please bear with me because I don't have all the information, but you should, if you follow this video, be able to get through the quest line. So let's get started, dudes. Right, so first things first, you are going to want to make yourself a Necronomicon. This being the first thing that you need, you're going to need the dull crystals from Lordcraft to get yourself started. Then obviously a book, 2 iron, and that's going to get you the Necronomicon. I'm going to grab myself one with the required amount of PE inside to get me started in the mod. So there we go. That's the AbyssalCraft thing, and I need to find AbyssalCraft in here. Oh, I hate going through these things. Here we are, AbyssalCraft right here, which is going to get us started. So let's look at the AbyssalCraft. So this is my AbyssalCraft altar setup. I've cheated in a lot of crap, but to get started, you're going to need to get yourself all of these statues. And the way you're going to do that is, sorry, I'm wearing the super fast Avarita armor. The way you're going to do that is you're going to need to make Shoggoth biomass. You need to make a bunch of this and get yourselves some of the Shoggoths to spawn. So I've made a nice little spawn area down here. I do recommend if you do decide to do what I do, make it out of obsidian. Okay, so what you need to do is put a bunch of these down and allow Shoggoths to spawn. Let me just, oh, dudes, hold on a second. Okay, so there we go. I've managed to put the biomass down. Shoggoths are spawning, and let me just put this back on now. Now, your plan is to get as many of these Shoggoths as you can, all bunched up together, and eventually, once you kite them around your area, they will produce what is called Monolith Stone, and on top of that Monolith Stone, it'll be kind of like a little tower. On top of that little tower, you will find, and you need to kind of like, for some reason they get stuck, I don't know why. I would hit them with my sword, but I will definitely kill them, so it's probably best to punch them a little bit. And hopefully that'll get their attention. But what you do is you kite them around, and there we go. We have a Monolith Stone tower with a statue on top. Now, what you will need to do is you will need to mine up this Monolith Stone and also mine up the statue. Now, you need to do this multiple times. I recommend getting 8 of these at least. It doesn't matter if they're all the same. But yeah, get at least 8 of these. I'm going to leave this area like this because this is just my test world. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do. Once you've made the biomass, get the Shoggoths to spawn, and then it's time to move on. Right, once you get your Necronomicon, and let me just remove these feet because it's so fast, it's unreal. Once you get your Necronomicon, you are going to want to set up some cobblestone in the overworld. Now, I recommend you do this far away from your base, because things like that spawn in, and all of this junk spawns in. You really don't want it. You really don't. So yeah, I do recommend that you do this away from your base. Can we kill this guy? There we go. So the next thing to do is to grab your Necronomicon, and you come up to these cobblestones. It has to be cobblestone in this formation. Just let me do that so you can see it's 2 away from the center, and then you just shift, right click on those. There we go, and it turns those into the ritual altars. Now, once you've got the ritual altars, your next thing is to start charging your Necronomicon. Now, I'm just going to grab one out of here just to show you. This is where you want the statues. Necronomicon. This one's empty. So, with your Monolith Stone, you should be able to craft... Dude, don't. I'm trying to do a tutorial here, dude. Can you not see I'm working on YouTube? Yeah, so with your Monolith Stone, what you're going to need to craft is these Monolith Stone pillars. Now, these only work on the diagonal, which I recently found out I didn't know. So what you want to do is craft an energy pedestal. I've made the final energy pedestal because I can. I'm creative. But you're going to need to start off with the very first energy pedestal. This is used to charge your book full of PE. PE is potential energy, and you get it from these statues. You can also get it from the sacrificial altar, which is used with a mob spawner, or at least I used it with a mob spawner to gain PE. But you can have them set up like this, so you've got 8 working for you instead of 4. And all you do is just put this on 2 pillars and then add the guy on top, and that will still work. So, which is the book with nothing? That's the one with nothing. So if we put that there, that'll start to charge up for me. Okay, so once you've got your book charging, and you've got a fair decent amount in it. I don't know what's inside this one. I haven't looked. Let's check out and see what we've got here. We've got 5,000 already, so that's fantastic. But once you've got that book charged up, you're going to need to make yourself, or at least get started on a ritual, because your whole goal here is to make the gateway key, which is 2 Carolien pearls, an Oblivion catalyst, and some blaze rods. Carolien pearls are made from what's called Lorium Ipsum. That's all unknown knowledge in AbyssalCraft. But this one, the Carolien Infused Stone, which you're going to need Carolien Gem Clusters, which you're going to need Carolien Gems, and so on and so on. So you need to do that. I recommend making the seeds. You can find the Carolien ore around in the Landia area, and I think it's also in the Twilight Forest. But yeah, I would recommend going looking for that. But anyway, this is what you need to do. So you need to do a ritual. Now, whoa, hello, dudes. I used to think that I had to do this in the way that JEI tells me. Subsequently, I found out that you don't have to. I found this out last night on my stream. Hence the reason I'm doing this. So you can basically place these in any order you want to, but what we're looking at is doing the first ritual, and that is to make the Transmutation Gem. So it's 2 diamonds, 2 ender pearls, 4 blaze rods, and the Carolien pearl in the center. So I'm not sure if I need to do all the rituals. I was hoping I'd get away without doing it, but we'll see if I can quickly just make my way through all of these. This would be fantastic. But once you've got all your items in place, all you do is shift, right click, and there we go. That starts the ritual off. We'll come back when it's done. And there we go. We have the Transmutation Gem, I believe it's called. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so the next thing to do to work towards getting this key is the Oblivion Catalyst. The Oblivion Catalyst is we're going to need the Shard of Oblivion, which means we're going to require Shadow Gems surrounded by a Transmutation Gem. Now, this thing has 10 uses, so if I grab myself some Shadow Gems, we can make this thing quickly. Let's just grab, a stack of those is fantastic. And where's my transmutation thing? I don't even think I have. Do I have a crafting table? There we go. Okay, so all we need to do is just not this guy, but this guy, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, and that's going to make those shards of Oblivion. So give me a second, guys. I'll just go and get everything I need, and then we'll do the next ritual. Okay, once we've got everything we need, it's the Eye of Ender in the center, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4 redstone, and our 4 Oblivion Catalysts. I think that's all I need for this ritual. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then once again, 5,000 PE is required, and if I recall correctly, there is a sacrifice required. So what we're going to need to do is grab a spawn egg for, let's say, a cow. That will do fantastic. And we're going to need a book with 5,000 PE in it. Now, as you can see, it gets quite messy when charging your book, hence the reason you want to do this away from your base. So be warned, do that, definitely. But there we go. We've got the guy all ready to go. All we need to do is spawn in our sacrifice. Now, you must have that sacrifice there ready straight away. And let me just go into game mode survival. Shift, right-click, shift, right-click. There we go. Thank you. And then you sacrifice your animal. And then that should hopefully complete the ritual. There we go. Done. And that gives us the what's it called? The Oblivion Catalyst. And then all we're going to need is 2 Carolien Pearls, 2 Blaze Rods, and then we can make the Gateway Key. Now I'm not making it, I'll just grab it from there because, well, it's easier for me to do that. Once you have the Gateway Key, what you need to do then is, and let's come out, yeah, we're out of creative. What you need to do then is just basically click on the ground and it will spawn in a portal. And this portal takes you to the Abyssal Wasteland. Now, we don't need to do lots in the Abyssal Wasteland other than kill a bunch of mobs. But first, before we do that, we need to head home. Because what we need to do is, before we even get started there, we need to make ourselves a Staff of Rending. Now this is just Shard of Oblivion with the Shadow Gem Shards. And as always, I'm just going to do this and grab this. Now, this is the most tedious part ever of this mod, I find myself. But what we're going to do is we're going to run around and we are going to click on the mobs in the Abyssal Wasteland. Now some of these are really fun to work with. But what you want to do is right click on them and you keep right clicking on them. And in here on your Abyssal Wasteland energy, you'll see I've got 5. Now what I did was I made a spawner. I made a spawner and that got me an absolute ton of this Abyssal energy. Because what happens when it reaches 100, you get an item called, if I can find it, peoples, because I can't remember, you get an item called... this guy, the Abyssal Wasteland Essence, and you need 8 of these. I've got 64 for now, but you do need 8 of these. I didn't mean to do that either. Where are you? Abyssal Wasteland Essence. You can make that from the skin of the Abyssal, but you need the Abyssal Wasteland Essence. Oh my gosh, all of these guys are crazy. Because you need to craft the next Necronomicon. The next Necronomicon is the Abyssal Wastelands version, I believe it's called. But let's do Necro. Is the Abyssal Wastelands Necronomicon, which upgrades the amount of PE it can hold. So we need that next. So once you get 8 of these, you need 8 of these surrounded by the skin of the Abyssal Wasteland. Skin of the Abyssal Wasteland is made by... oh, I've got to grab some before I can actually show you what it is exactly. So let me just kill a couple of these guys. And hopefully we'll pick up... Nope, it's got to be the zombies, I think. Let me find... Are there mini ones? There we go. Did we get it? Nope. Give me a zombie. Zombie. Where are they? There's one. Okay. Let me kill a zombie. Hopefully that'll drop the flesh, and then we can go from there. No, it did not. Why you no drop flesh? Alright, give me a second, guys. Also, just while we were on the subject, here's the Abyssal Carolien ore. This Carolien ore is the thing that gives you the stuff that we needed to make the Carolien Pearl, I believe it was. You can get that here as well, just to point that out. But anyway, let's get on with what we need to do. So I've got the Carolien Plague Flesh. That's what you're going to need to surround your Abyssal Wasteland Essence. Once you've done that, you will then surround that skin around your current Necronomicon, and that will give you the Abyssal Wasteland Necronomicon. I don't know why I keep doing that, since somebody told me that I can do it this way. And I'll grab the 10,000 PE one. Okay. So, once we're in Abyssal Wasteland, it's a very hostile place. It's not very nice. I do recommend that you go and grab yourselves, and we need ourselves a pick. let's grab Refined Carolien, because that will be a quest that we're going to need to do. Refined Carolien we'll get to in a second, but I do recommend you grab yourself some Abyssal Stone. You need a few pieces, I can't remember the exact number, because you need to make your altar once you're here. So let's find a nice secure area. There is never a secure area around here, but what we need to do is set these up like we have done in the past. And basically, one with this space here, the two space in between, like so, and like so, and then the blocks in between, just there, just there, just there, and just there. And then you take your book, and it has to be the right book. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. It has to be the right book, which is this one, and you just shift and click. There we go, and that'll make the altar for the next ritual. So the next ritual, it should tell me in this, if we look at Abyssal Wasteland, Ritual of the Sleeper. I didn't see that one myself. If you look at Forbidden Knowledge, and then the Abyssal Wasteland, it kind of gives you an idea what to do anyway, progression. You need 3 components in order to upgrade your gateway key. The Eye of the Abyss, a Dreadlands Infused Power Stone, and a Transmutation Gem. So the Eye of the Abyss is taken from a dragon that you have to spawn in. And if we look at rituals, Abyssal Wasteland, we may see... not the Helmet of the Depths. Does it give us the Ritual of the Shadows? Summons... No, not that guy. Let me find the ritual we need. Okay, so what you need to do is the Ritual of the Sleeper. It's going to require 4 gold ingots, that Transmutation Gem we used earlier, a enchantment table, and a liquid Carolien bucket. You get your liquid Carolien from these pools just here. Pretty simple, just grab one of those. And then we'll do this ritual quick, which is going to summon in the bots of this dimension. So, hey dudes, how are you? Right, let's do that. There we go, cool. So we need the 4. 1, 2, 3, and finally 4. And like I say, this dimension is pretty hostile, so be totally prepared for that. Let me just deal with this guy. This sword is wonderful and all that lot, but I really like the Apelio tree from this mod. Okay, so then you grab your Transmutation Gem. And let me just check on the ritual. I think we got it all other than the enchantment table there. There we go. Oh my gosh, all these guys. There we go, and user, there we go, cool. And then you need to come up here with 1000 PE. You click on this will start the ritual, and it should spawn in the Azora the Fallen, I think his name is. Azora the Fallen. And there he is. So what we need to do is kill this guy, and he's going to drop, excuse me, a gem for us, hopefully. Well, he drops a crap ton of stuff, but that's what we're after right there, that gem. And also some refined Tritium Ingot, which is fantastic. So now we've done that, the other job that we've got to do is we need to go and find a dungeon. And the way we're going to do that is if we go locator, is it? No, I cannot remember the name of the stuff, but what we're looking for is this guy, the Dreadlands Infused Power Stone. You can actually make it from AbyssalCraft stuff, but you need to have the final AbyssalCraft book, which is obviously, it's not telling us what it is. Let me just look for this thing. It's an Eye of Ender. There it is. This is the guy, the Power Stone Tracker. Which is made from Eye of Ender and Carolien Gem. I do recommend you grab quite a few of these because when I looked for it when I did my on my live stream, it took a very, very long time to find, but hopefully we can find it fairly quickly. So guys, I'm going to go off. I'm going to go and have a look and see if I can find this thing. Well, I have to say I'm pretty lucky because last time it took me ages to find this thing, but here it seems to be quite low in the ground. So I'm not going to bother with all of this. So the dungeon locator is never the best at finding it. I've just had to vein mine my way out, but I literally came through like right in the center of this hole and missed it by a small amount. So if you're looking for it yourself, just dig around, you'll find it. But there we go. This is the stronghold for the thing that we're looking for. I can't even remember what it's called. But I'm just gonna search around here. I'm gonna try and find the thing I'm looking for, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, dudes, so after a long time searching with Ore Excavator, you're going to need to get yourself a refined Carolien pickaxe, which I pulled out of Creative earlier. But to get one of these, you're going to need to grab yourself some refined Carolien ingots. To get those ingots, you are going to need to do this crafting recipe. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it for you. You're going to need, is it the dust? No, it's this guy, the chunk of Carolien. To make the chunk of Carolien, it's Carolien gem clusters surrounded by Abyssal Stone, which is what you get from this dimension. And those gem clusters are like so. So make yourself those. Make yourself the Carolien dust, I think it is. Is that correct? I've totally forgotten now. No, it's not the dust. Make yourself the chunk of Carolien, put that in the smelter, and you get 2 of those. And then you can make yourself a pickaxe. This is the only way you can pick it up with this, apparently, according to the quests. So once you've mined this up, you are done here. There we go. Okay, dude, so once you've got all of your items, which is the Eye of the Abyss, you need a Transmutation Gem, and you need this Dreadlands Infused Power Stone. You also need your Gateway Key. All 3 of these items are how you're going to go to the next dimension. So let's put these on the pedestal. The key in the center. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, I'm having the best of time. I really am with all these mobs. So the key in the center, like that. You need your Transmutation gem on one of the others. The Dreadlands Infused Power Stone, and then finally the Eye of the Abyss. Place there, and then what you need to do is have 10,000 PE in your Necronomicon for this ritual to work. Let me just deal with all these mobs. I seem to have set my stuff up where mobs just love to frequent. But what you do is shift right click on there as always, and this should change the key into the next dimension key. And that means we get to move on to another place. But before we go, what I do recommend, and this is something I did not do myself, is head to one of these things. I went the very, very difficult and hard way of making this by making the modular machinery to get antimatter. The Carolien cobblestone, grab yourself some. It's not known. It's not common knowledge. That's where you get it from. But yes, grab yourself some of that because it is very, very handy indeed. But let's go and grab our other key now, which should be sat perfectly just there. There we go, cool. And that's our upgraded key, and hopefully the quest will go. Yeah, there we go, cool. And then if I were you, I would definitely set up your next portal next to your old one because you may be backwards and forwards. My bad, dude. Sorry for all the weird cuts in this video. I'm trying to make it as short as possible, and there's things that happen. I just don't want to make the video not as self-explanatory as it needs to be. But yeah, what you do is as soon as you get this key, don't shift and click because that will just make another portal like that. Make sure you click on the ground, and you're going to want to go into here. Get away from all those mobs, man. Those evoker things, they're just everywhere. Just be warned. So, what you want to do when you get here, is this a mountains biome? That would be really cool. It is Dreadlands Mountains. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. What you want to do when you get here is the same thing. You need to make the new book. Now, you can upgrade these staves and get yourself let me show you. You can get yourselves the Abyssal Wasteland one, the Dreadlands one, and then the Omathol one. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Omathol one for now, just for the purpose of the video, but the maximum I think you can do is the Dreadlands, which I think is a ritual. I'm not 100% sure. You'll have to check. But then what you do is, as per usual, you just go around and you click on certain mobs. That one doesn't work, but the red ones I know do. They're Dreadland Golems, I think they're called. And you want to do this, and it's going to drop one of those things that we just talked about. Is that it there? I think that might be it right there. That may not be it. No, that is the dreaded chunk of Abyssal Knight. So these things work from a fairly decent distance, so you can keep a fair decent distance away from the guys if you are able to fly. You should be able to fly if you do come here. But yeah, what you're going to need to do is once you do this, you're going to get, as always, you're going to get these things. Where are they? Was it on this page? This page. There. Dreadlands Essence. That's what you're going to need, Dreadlands Essence. Once you've got Dreadlands Essence, you are going to need to go around and kill, and let me grab my sword. You're going to need to go around and kill things like this little dude down here, because you are going to need some of his flesh. So let's kill this guy. Now, if you have the Apelio tree, you have a massive amount of looting on that sword. So it's definitely worth killing things with that sword, but you're going to need the Dread Fragment. Once you've got that, you're going to want to make your next Necronomicon, which is this guy, which is Dread Fragment surrounded by your Dreadlands Essence. It's basically the same as what we did for this book. So you're going to need to do that, and yeah, we're going to get the Dreadlands Necronomicon. Let me get away from these vexes. Oh, they really vex me. They really do. Once you get your Dreadlands Necronomicon, what you're going to need to do is make the altar thing again, just by mining up some of this stone. Again, I didn't realize this yesterday in stream when I was doing this, but there we go. We've made this guy. And then all you do is just shift and click, and that should give you the altar. The next thing that you're going to need to work towards is making a summoner. The altar of Chargaroth is what you're going to try to make, and the bottom and top is what you're going to want. So for this, you're going to want Dread Cloth. We've already have we? No, we haven't. Dread Cloth is made by Dread Fragments. You obviously get that from those mobs I was showing you. Some leather and some string. That's how you get Dread Cloth, and then you're going to need Tritium Ingot. Now, to get Tritium Ingot, you need to collect these. Now, it doesn't actually tell you what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and find one, and I shall show you exactly what we need to do. So, give me a second here, guys. Now, to get the item I was talking about, you need to find these Dread Guards. So, kill one of those, and hopefully, if you're lucky, we're not, you should get an item which you need to transmute, and we need to make the Transmutator. Let's keep looking. I'll try and find another Dread Guard. Okay, here we go. Here's a Dread Guard. And there we go. That's the item we're looking for. This here. It's called Dreaded Shard of Abyssal Knight. So we need this, and we're going to have to put it in a Transmutator. A Transmutator is it was a pain in the butt for me to make, but it's right here. Transmutator is your transmutation gem, block of refined Carolien and Carolien bricks. Now, refined Carolien we went over earlier. Carolien bricks, I went the hard way to try and get this Carolien brick. It requires Carolien stone, and to get Carolien stone, it requires Carolien cobblestone. Now, the only way, looking on the wiki, that I found to get Carolien cobblestone was to mix antimatter with the liquid Carolien, I think it's called, and that will give me that. But it turns out those spikes in the sky, or whatever you want to call them, it has them on it, and I made a massive modular machinery machine to get antimatter, which you're going to have to do. But I made that machine to get antimatter just to learn that I didn't need to do that. But anyway, you're going to need a transmutator. Let's do this. Grab ourselves one of those. 64 is fine. You're going to need this transmutator, so you're going to want to place that down. And then what you're going to need is any Carolien type item. Now, I don't know whether flesh on a bone works. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. But if you put that in there along with this, yeah, there we go. That does work. But the Carolien plagued flesh as well works just perfect. It does use quite a fair amount. But what that does is it gives you the Tritium Ingot. Now, you need, for Tritium Ingot, you need... I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. You need... quite a few, because you need a block of Tritium there, a block of Tritium there, because you have to craft the Crystallizer for the quest. Let's have a look. The Crystallizer... Oh, maybe you don't need the Crystallizer. That's fine. You don't need the Crystallizer for the quest, but if you want to make the Crystallizer, you're going to need it for there. But you're also going to need it for the Altar of Chargaroth, which is this guy. And it's going to require 20,000 PE per... ritual, and a sacrifice is going to be required as well. So Dreadstone is just your dread cobblestone here, and then you just smelt it and turn it into Dreadstone. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put those on there. You're going to have your sacrifice, remembering it's got to be a passive mob, so a cow, chicken, pigs are preferable. As we hate pigs here over on Stomp the Beans channel. And then that's it. You will get yourself the Altar of Chargaroth and the Altar Top of Chargaroth. Once you have those two items, you need to find yourself a mountains biome. Just like this one, Dreadlands Mountains. And then you want to dig yourself down to Y level 40. So let me just do that, dudes, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here we are, Y level 41. If I place this like so, along with the top, it should tell me I'm in the wrong place. Yeah, I need to place the altar one block lower. So it has to be Y level 40. So let's just kill that with creative. There we go. So let's go one block lower. Like so, remembering that that's the way out. And if we place this guy the bottom, then the top, and click on the top block to enter the lair. So there we go. So that's it. And we still have our way out up there. So this is the lair of Chargaroth. All you need to do is quickly just make your way through. There should be a hole straight down here. And, oh, and also, it might help if we do that so we can see that I'm actually alive. Wow, he does some damage, huh? Even wearing infinity gear, he really does some damage. But there you go, one shot. Here, have your key back. Transmute it for a working one, it says. So, we can have our key back from him, which is great. So let's just stand down here, because we're going to get a load of stuff here. And also, once you beat that guy, there's a reward behind here. There we go. And this is our reward. The legendary treasure of the Dreadlands. It's a piece of dirt. Yeah. Okay, so that is basically your whole goal in this dimension is to do that. So let's head out now, which is just pretty much a straight shot all the way. There we go, and we can pop out of here. And that is it. Transmutate our key to go to the next dimension, and that is all you need to do. It's just the PE collection, which is a problem. That's the only part that's the problem. So the dreaded played gateway key. There we go. We can deal with that. And while we're waiting for that to just transmute over, I'm going to empty out my inventory a little bit, as I'm getting kind of full here. So yeah, so that should be that. Let me keep those just and we can get rid of that. And there we go. We have our Relinian gateway key, I think it's called. So what you want to do, like I always say, is make sure that you put your portal next to your other portal, so you can travel through them all pretty quickly. Now this is the Omothal gateway. Now Omothal is going to be the same thing as... Whoa. Where are we here? This is different. This is different to what I saw last time, if I'm honest, when I was on stream. But let me mark this as portal. New P-O-R-T-A-L. There we go. And what we're going to do here is you're just going to want to fill up your staff again. The staff of rending. You can do that on these guys. And it's the same story. You need to get their skin stuff. You need to get all of that going. What I do is I use a mob spawner. I just collect one in a mob spawner from Industrial Foregoing. Use the mob imprisonment tool, and then do it that way. But eventually you get one of those in Omothal essence, and then you're going to need the Omothal. Oh my gosh, there's so many Vindicators here. You're going to need this Omothal Ghoul Flesh. Once you get all of those, it's no big deal. You just need to combine those to make the cloth again. And eventually, we should be able to get the next Necronomicon, which is the Omothal Necronomicon, which holds 40,000 PE. And let me just show you the recipe, just to show you. It is the skin of Omothal with the ghoul flesh and all that. So, once you have this, we're getting close to the end, dudes. We're getting very, very close to the end. So, all we need to do is grab this guy. There we go. And that should hopefully... there, perfect. That should hopefully do this. And then basically, all you need to do is read through this book, and it tells you. All of these books are the same. They do have a progression. So if you click Forbidden Knowledge, you'll see the Overworld, the Abyssal Wasteland, the Dreadlands, Omothal, and the Dark Realm. Omothal is pretty simple. An endless temple city built at the very edge of sanity. The realm of Jahar holds the sort of blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. Progression. Now that you've arrived at Omothal, it's time to battle Jahar, whatever. Coordinates 4, 53, 7. We need to go there. That's where we need to go. Now, I do recommend the Y level. Put a lot higher if you're going to teleport. Definitely a lot higher. TP... oh, I need to I need to look at the coordinates. X, Y, Z. Yeah, X, Y, Z. So for do 67. Right, here we are. So this is the final battle. This is where you finally go and battle the final boss in here. Now, I don't know whether this is crucial or not, but I do recommend doing it because it's fun. Kill these guys. Kill these guys and grab what they drop, which is this stuff. This, hold on one second. There we go. This stuff, the Eldritch Scale. Grab as much of that as you possibly can while you're here. I do recommend you do that. But what we want to do is we want to make our way to the final boss, which is this guy here. Excuse me, sir. Hello, Jahar, the Gatekeeper of the Abyss. I should be able to one-shot this dude when he starts attacking me, that is. I want him to attack me. There we go. So I've taken him out, and he's going to go through all of this. And as I was told last night, it's recommended don't go near him when he explodes. So I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to kill a few of these guys. Although I'm wearing infinity armor, I'm okay. But if I were you, don't do that. Don't go near him. Definitely not. And he has to go through all this rubbish talky stuff. And as you can see, things are being pulled in. and then eventually explodes, and he should drop, there it is, that's what we're after, one of these guys, the Essence of the Gatekeeper. Now the Essence of the Gatekeeper is used for one thing, is to craft the Abyssal Nomicon, which is 3 Eldritch Scales, the Essence of the Gatekeeper, and Exathium Ingots. Exathium Ingots you get from... where did I get mine? I can't remember. But I do recommend mining up some of this stuff. Like the Dark Exathium Bricks. You're going to need it later on for the ritual to summon in the other boss. I think you get it from this, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now. Exathium Bricks. Exathium. Is that how it's spelled? E-T-H. There it is. Exathium Brick is from Exathium, which you can transmute from Endstone, or you can get it from here. Yeah, the Exathium Bricks, which you can destroy this village. By the way, went into a blacksmith's when I did mine in stream yesterday. No chest, but we'll check this one just in case. Just in case there might be a chest. Nah, no chest. So don't get your hopes up. Alright, dudes, that is pretty much the progression of AbyssalCraft. The only thing left to do is to go home and take out the final boss. So let's do / spawn, because we don't need to be here anymore. This may take a while. There we go. So the final boss should be fairly easy and very simple to do. If you look in your new also, let's grab the final Necronomicon, because we earned it, kind of. Oh, let's just do that, that's fine. So if we grab this one, no, it's not the Omathom, it's the Abyssal Nomicon now. Abyssal Nomicon, which is this guy. If we grab one of these, there we go. That is the final quest line, hopefully. To complete this. Should say to complete, yes it is, there we go. And then the final thing is Satchoth, the Harbinger of Doom. And then you've got the Abyssal Night Ore, which you can find in any of the dimensions. You just got to mine it up. And then you have the Antimatter. Now, I could tell you how to make the Antimatter, but it's... And I could show you, but it's pretty straightforward in terms of you have to grind for it. To make the Antimatter, you need to make modular machinery. You need to make this, the Magica Converter. Oh, I didn't really mean to give myself that blueprint. The Magica Converter is, well, let's just say, have fun. Because you need to make this machine. Okay? To make that machine, you need all of these materials. Now, you can't see the full list of the materials on my screen, but if you was to wanting to do it yourself, you could. And to give you an idea of sort of the size of the machine, of what it will look like, you can actually do this, and I think it's this one, anchors it. There you go. So you have to make this machine. And I'm not going to go through all that just for this tutorial. You can figure that one out yourself. I did it on my live stream. If you want to see how it was done, go and check it out. But one thing I will say, it produces embers and mana, so make sure you put mana spreaders and ember bores on here, the ember emitters, and have those coming out, because it will not produce antimatter without those being taken out of all the sides. The embers and the mana being taken out of all of the sides. And I think it's Garafax you put in there in these inputs in the top, and then in the output you get antimatter. Okay, so the final ritual is to take out Shakarov, I think his name is. You need to make the OBD core, which is Abyssal Night Ingot. It's showing Lorem Ipsum because I haven't made one yet. But you need Abyssal Night Ingot, Iron Ingot, Carolien Pearl, and you will get an DB core. You're going to need one of those. The other thing you're going to need is a bucket of liquid antimatter. Now, I've told you how you're going to make that antimatter. I'm not going to show you. Then you're going to need some Carolien fluid, liquid Carolien. And then, what else do we need for that ritual? OBD, Carolien, I think, let me just check. I think that is it. The Oblivion Catalyst. We need one of those. Oblivion Catalyst. And we've already got our Obsidian. There we go. So if we put one of those on there, we showed you how to make that earlier. And then we just need 4 pieces of Obsidian. Like so, and then all you do is shift click on the center. If I just check that ritual one more time, yep, that looks correct. Shift click on the center, and that should spawn in the boss, or the final boss, Chagaroth, or whatever his name is. Once you've beaten him, which should be a one-shot with this sword. Yep, there you go. That is all the quests completed, dudes. That is it. There's one thing to mention, or a couple of things to mention that I haven't mentioned yet. Let me just kill all these shadow creatures, because when he does die, a whole bunch of these spawn. There we go. Perfect, perfect. A couple of things to mention, and also, you do get, as a reward, his sword, which I didn't pick up, but there it is. It's not the best sword, if I'm honest. 30 damage. The Apelia tree is so much better. A couple of things worth mentioning. You will have to make these ritual charms. You can actually use these ritual charms to amplify the power of your statues, and it will allow you to get more power out of them. I don't know why they turn away. Whether that means that they don't like it or not, I'm not sure. But these, all you can see, have these particle effects, and it will make it easier to charge up your book. But dudes, that is it. That is AbyssalCraft completed for Project Ozone 3. And all of these, the sacrificial altars, they're just a bunch of rituals. I know you guys can work it out. I don't think you need me to walk you through those. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to see any more of these videos on any specific mod, if I know how to do it, then please do let me know in the comments down below. But thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Support me on Patreon. Come follow my Twitch and YouTube live streams. That would be fantastic. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And hopefully I've helped you out. Thanks for watching.